Okay, so this is my final reflection for the stress management class, Wellness 102. Um, First question that was asked was, what is your personal definition of wellness? For me, it's having, ideal health conditions for your body based on your family history and the point in time of your life that you're in, um, will determine your wellness. Um, People say like your weight and height, like the BMI or whatever, like that's not always true. That you can still be well without the BMI being a part of it. Your mental health is also another thing that I believe is part of wellness. There's 5 out of the 6 kids that my parents have, me included, that are on antidepressant medications, and stress and anxiety types of medications for sure. And we are an active family, and we love to run, go hiking, and lift weights. And I think that for me is a personal definition of wellness, which are ideal health conditions for you at a certain point of your life and time. The second question that was asked is, what is your personal definition of stress management? And I've learned a lot this semester, but if I had to go back to the beginning when I didn't know good definitions for stress management, it would be ways to relieve stress or use stress to your own advantage, because some stress is good. So the stress is good when it is motivating, like when you're motivated to win, you're stressed, like, I gotta win, I gotta win. And so that's good stress. Losing weight can be another one, like you're stressed, I gotta fit into my wedding dress or something. And so that's good stress because you're motivated to lose the weight and win. Or meeting certain deadlines with finals and papers and everything. That can also be a good stress, but then it can also bring on the bad stress. And the bad stress is when it affects your health. And so, stress management, that includes all aspects of your health, anxiety, mental, physical, everything. When the stress is affecting the daily tasks that you do, then that's when it becomes a problem and when it impedes your health as well, for mental, physical, spiritual, everything. That's when it becomes a problem. So yeah, using the stress to your advantage is my definition of stress management. Using it to your advantage and finding ways to relieve the stress. The second question is, the third question, pardon me. Share how each of the 7 dimensions of wellness impact your current and future wellness. Okay, so the 7 dimensions. We've got physical, so learning how my body handles the stress is important for everyone to learn for themselves. I have this past semester had more anxiety attacks and lots of more stress happening. And so the breathing techniques that I learned were really, really helpful in helping me from going further into hyperventilation and stuff. And the importance of exercise and weights to relieve my stress or maybe even anger from my stress. That is always a good thing for me. For intellectual, how to organize information in my head, on paper, everything. So going to school is very stressful for me, but knowing now how I can reduce the stress has been great. Also, with the changes in our church, it can be stressful for me to learn the new curriculum and adapt to the different changes that we have, all in a positive way. So adapting to the new curriculum is certainly difficult, but it's good. The emotional keeping my emotions in check and like emotion evaluations and accepting that I know that crying is okay and it's just a part of life, but when it becomes too much or too often, that's when you know you have an issue that needs resolved. The surveys and evaluations, there were some listed in the course that were very helpful, and I would do, I've redone them during the stressful times to evaluate, okay, what's going on, what can I do to fix it? Most often when I'm stressed, I'll just shut down and sleep forever and nothing gets done. Yeah. So for the spiritual one, being spiritual is great for me. And in my church, I have gained a stronger testimony of everything and become more in tune with God and getting closer and stronger and closer to Him, which is great for me as well. The social, for me, can sometimes be good and sometimes be bad. It is good when I, have to get out of bed and take a break from the stress. But it gets bad because I get anxious around big crowds, and when it's really loud, I just get too overstimulated. And so that's something that I will need to get over when I get into nursing school, become a nurse, and have kids, because kids are loud. For the environmental, I'm more in tune with nature lately. I've been planting lots of flowers in our planter pots and everything, and it's really fun since I enjoy doing things like that. And some things that I can do to help the environment that I've noticed: carpool with people up to work, recycle, take shorter showers, etc. For the financial, having a well-balanced bank account is gotten easier because since I've been married, I've combined our bank accounts, my husband and I's, and I transfer 10% into the savings every paycheck, and 10% goes to our church. It can get stressful with doctor visits, school, and house payments here in the future. Just making sure that our needs are met and that we are comfortable. But I know with the savings account being good, it is a good and safe cushion. So the fourth question is, tell me what you have learned and or gained from your overall experience writing SMART goals and the identify, plan, practice, reflect model we worked through. Okay, so identify. At the time, I felt that financial, environmental, and intellectual were most important to me. So the plan for the financial, I was transferring money into the savings account from each paycheck, 10%. The environmental, I wanted to plant some herbs in recycled cans, so that was good for the environmental. And then the intellectual, I love babies and crocheting, so why not crochet something for the babies? And it's very calming for me as well. The practicing the progress with my money, savings account, and the plants growing and being able to use the herbs and the crocheting, it was very satisfying, and sometimes it was frustrating, but I was able to handle it during the stressful times. The reflection was a little more difficult on certain things, like with the journaling and everything, but it is good to reflect often to see. The last question is, share how your view on stress management has changed from the beginning of the course to now. Please provide at least 2 concrete examples from the activities that we have completed over the course of the semester to support your evolution. So the breathing, certainly the breathing techniques, and also I liked the autogenics. For example, the 2-minute exercise breathing and the square breathing. And also the instrumental playlist was very relaxing to listen to while I was doing homework or any time that I was stressed, because it doesn't have any words, so you just put the words in there yourself. But overall, this is a great course, and I'm glad I took it. My stress is better.